From the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you in to NCAA Division II women's basketball coverage live on the ECC network. In tonight's conference matchup, the College of Staten Island Dolphins host the Molloy University Lions. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Durst. And Nick, the Dolphins come in red hot in conference play, winners of 3 straight overall, and playing perhaps the best basketball that we've seen from this team during the Division II era.
Well, you have to really love the effort that these ladies have been putting out there on the court each and every game. They are on a hot streak like no other, like we've ever seen before in the D2 era. And there's a few senior leaders here who have really been the key. Obviously, Jenny Salarkhan has been tremendous, Amber Abusbear. And how about, as of late, Joe, Alexa Carollo, red hot, 33 points in the last game out.
It was a huge effort for Carollo, who has had more than one big moment this season. Obviously had a big go-ahead jump shot earlier in the year in a Dolphins win. In her last 2 games, she has scored 15 points and 33 points. So with 48 in her last 2, she's averaging 24 points per game over the last couple of contests. That's one name to look out for tonight, as this will be a very abbreviated McDonald's pregame show. McDonald's, our great scoreboard sponsor here at the College of Staten Island, bringing you our pregame coverage each and every CSI Dolphins home game. But you mentioned some other senior leaders on this team. Obviously, Jenny Salarkhan, now a 4-time East Coast Conference Player of the Week. She received that honor entering last week. We have not had a game here on Sportsnet since that time, so congratulations to Jenny on being named the Conference Player of the Week once again. But Nick, the Dolphins now looking to push their conference win streak to 6 games and extend their overall win streak to 4. You can't ask for much more than what this women's basketball team has given you so far this year.
Yeah, right now, just that one loss in conference play. They are playing at a whole nother level so far this season, and I expect that level of play to continue.
The Lions come in with 3 players averaging in double figures. We'll get a chance to talk more about each of them throughout the night. But Molloy, overall on the season, comes in 1 game above the 500 mark, 9-8. They are 3-3 in conference play, and they did pick up a win against Mercy on Saturday. So Molloy will look to make it 2 straight against the ECC. The Dolphins look to make it 6 straight in conference play. CSI and Molloy coming up next right here on CSI Sportsnet, a proud part of the ECC network.
Please jump before we introduce tonight's starting.
And we are back from the tank. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Nick Durst on the call for this NCAA Division II women's basketball matchup in East Coast Conference play. The College of Staten Island takes on Molloy University. Out on the floor, starting lineups are being introduced, and as always, our starting lineups here on Sportsnet are brought to you by Jimmy Mac's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. With those starting lineups, my broadcast partner, Nick Durst.
Joe, first up for the visiting Molloy University women's basketball team with their head coach, Christine Varela. Number 2, the senior guard, Janelle Moore. Number 3, the senior forward, Samantha Muller. Number 4, the junior forward, Colleen McCullough. Number 21, the junior guard, Rosa Rizzatelli. And number 22, the junior guard, it's Casey Campo. Now for your CSI Dolphins. Their head coach is Nicole Sarcone. Here's the starting 5. Number 3, the 5'6" graduate guard from Staten Island, New York, Amber Abusper. Number 4, the 5'9" junior guard from Jersey City, New Jersey, Kyra Rose. Number 10, the 5'7" junior guard from Tappan, New York, Dana Phelan. Number 11, the 5'11" graduate student forward from New Rochelle, New York, Alexa Carollo. And number 13, the 5'9" senior forward from Troy, New York, the reigning defending undisputed ECC Player of the Week, Jenelise Alarcon.
That was 1 week ago that Jenelise, wanted to be clear, that Jenelise had the Player of the Week title. Those awards were distributed yesterday for this week. This is our first broadcast since Jenelise won that award last week. But nonetheless, Nick, I mentioned during the pregame that I would talk about some of the Lions' leading scorers, and 2 of those leading scorers are in the starting lineup. Rosa Rizzatelli in the starting lineup, averaging just over 11 points per game, and Samantha Muller, Molloy's leading scorer, in the starting lineup as well tonight. Neither shoots it particularly well from downtown, but Rizzatelli up near 42% from the field this season. Muller at around 36%. She leads the Lions at 13.5 points per game. Also on the glass, she is the team's second leading rebounder with 6 rebounds per game. It will be Colleen McCullough jumping against Jenelise Alarcon as we're set to get underway from the tank. And the Dolphins win the tip. Kyra Rose controls. Dolphins going for their 6th straight conference win, their 4th straight win overall. Abusper on the wing. Surveys the floor, cross-court pass to Phelan. Phelan looks to attack, picks up her dribble, and finds Rose. Into the corner with 8 to shoot. Abusper threw it away. McCullough with the steal. Here comes Janelle Moore. Her bounce pass goes inside. Short pass on the inside, sent back out. Rizzatelli bounce pass for Moore in the corner. 15 to shoot. Muller. Back outside, Rizzatelli for 3. In and out, rebounded by Alarcon.
That shot was halfway down the rim and bounced out.
Carollo for Rose. Right back to Carollo, and a foul was called against Molloy.
Early foul here from Molloy.
Dolphins inbound with 20 on the shot clock. This is Abusper into the corner. Phelan. Off back iron, no good. Rebounded by McCullough.
Off the mark there, but as good of a screen as you'll get from Alarcon. There was no way for the defender to get around her to Phelan.
We've seen Phelan get off to a lot of hot starts shooting the ball. Early in games, the defenses need to key in on her and make sure she can't get going. 10 to shoot now for Molloy. Muller looks up at the shot clock. Now Moore off the shot fake. Pull-up jumper. No good again off back iron. And Rose keeps her footing and secures the rebound.
Big rebound there going up against 2 of Molloy's players.
Carollo hands it right back to Phelan. Phelan pass fake back out to Carollo. Now Abusper. And a foul is called against Casey Campo.
Lions foul charge number 22, Casey Campo. Her first, team second.
2 quick fouls against Molloy early. Abu Spair now. Outside, Alarcon for Carollo. Carollo off the fake, gets inside, and the runner won't go. Carollo initially secured her own rebound, but jump ball is the call. Possession arrow favors the Lions.
Quick whistle there for the jump ball.
Nice give and go there, and Molloy has the first points of the night.
Took 2 minutes and 15 seconds, but finally a team on the board here. Nice give and go, and Rizzatelli, the beneficiary.
The assist from McCullough. Lions in front, 2-0, 2.5 gone by in the first quarter. Entry pass to Alarcon. She finds an open Abu Spair. Splash, count it, and the foul.
Well, Joe, if you leave Abu Spair open from three-point range, we know she's going to take the shot. Takes the shot there, gets drilled. Shot goes into the free throw line for the 4-point play.
Amber Abu Spair with a chance for a 4-point play from the line. And she gets the roll.
I can't remember the last time we saw a Dolphins player get a 4-point play here.
There's a steal right off the inbound, but Phelan can't finish, and Rose can.
Well, I always say it, Rose's best shot is off an offensive rebound. She's almost unstoppable when she gets an offensive rebound.
The Dolphins come away with possession at the other end. Abu Spair threw it away, and here come the Lions now. Dolphins are back, and Muller can't finish. She had a pretty good look at it in transition. Here comes Phelan.
Abu Spair open.
And she traveled.
I think she was too open there. Got a little too excited.
Molloy basketball, they trail by 4. Rizzatelli well beyond the arc, defended closely by Phelan. Now Campo back up top. This is Moore. She crosses over, and her bounce pass is pulled in by Muller. She's doubled and fouled.
Dolphins foul charge number 11, Alexa Carollo. Her first, team's first.
.20 on the shot clock from Molloy on the inbound. Rizzatelli, scoop layup, won't go. Outlet up ahead. Carollo from Phelan can't finish, but Rose tracks down the miss.
Good job by McCullough there to get back on defense.
Did just enough to alter that shot. Alarcon with the left, banks it in.
Alarcon with her signature shot there. The spin, the layup off the basket, and in, unstoppable.
Christine Varell has seen enough. She calls timeout. Her team trailing 8-2, just inside of 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter.
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag like facing backwards and look like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back and my dad was like, "We have a prodigy." So he put me into soccer and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
And we are back from the tank where the Dolphins lead the Lions 8-2. Molloy jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. It took the Dolphins about 2.5 minutes to get on the board, but since they did, at about that time, with 7.5 minutes to play in the quarter, they've scored the next 8.
Nice run here, 8-0 run to start things here after Molloy gets the first basket.
Dolphins have held Molloy to 1 of 6 to start the game, but CSI has turned the ball over 3 times. Molloy just once. Rizzatelli with it. And her bounce pass is stolen by Abu Spair. Abu Spair for Carollo, and she traveled. That's the right call.
Well, a nice steal there from Abu Spair. But Dolphins turn it over on the other end.
Moore will bring it up. Her team trailing by 6. Muller on the wing. Back up top, Hippner. And a deep 3 on its way, no good. That attempt off the mark by Sophia Yearwood, another of the Lions' double-figure scorers. Second on the team in scoring with nearly 12 points per game. Easily their best three-point shooter, 44% from downtown. Phelan spins away from her, finds Abu Spair, and the Lions have dialed up the pressure here. Carollo off the mark from 3.
Decent look, but the shot just would not fall.
It looked on target on the way in. Moore tied up, finds Muller. No good from 3, and Alarcon has the rebound. Here comes Rose, and she finishes in traffic.
Great job by Rose going to the basket. Lays it in there. 10-2.
All season long, this Dolphins team's calling card has been their defense. That has been the most consistent part of this run for them each and every game. Even when they haven't scored it well, they've played great defense. And they've done so once again here in this first quarter.
Haggett and Masinge in now for Phelan and Carollo for the Dolphins, and Rizzatelli to the bench from Molloy. Danielle Hippner in.
Abu Spair with it, top of the arc. Now Haggett. She uses the Alarcon screen. Kicks out to Rose. 12 to shoot. Rose on the pull-up. Too strong. And a foul is called on Noemi Masinge.
Don't quite see how she committed the foul there when she was boxing out and knocked to the floor, but maybe you could tell me, Joe.
Her first, team's 4th.
Okay, so it was a mistake. The official pointed in the wrong direction, so Carollo couldn't believe the call, and obviously with good reason. The foul was against Molloy, so that is the 4th team foul against the Lions, something to watch these next 4 minutes.
See if the Dolphins can take advantage of that with Rose continuing to go to the basket.
Already in front by 8. They can build themselves a nice early lead with about 4 minutes in the bonus. This is Rose off the Alarcon screen. She finds Genelise for the easy 2.
Excellent job there. Rose gets the screen from Alarcon and gives it to her as she cuts to the basket.
And that's a poor pass, easily stolen by Alarcon. Abu Spair lost it for a moment and finds an open Rose who can't finish. Rebound by Hippner. This is Yearwood. Over to Hippner. She hands it off to Moore. 12 on the shot clock. Campo into the corner to an open Muller. Off the front rim, it's loose, and Muller has her own miss. But she lost the ball to Masinge.
Yeah, knocked out by Alarcon there. That's why Alarcon is so good defensively.
And Haggett knocks down the transition triple.
Haggett in the corner for 3. Her hot spot there. 15-2 start here in this game for the Dolphins.
And the Dolphins have scored 15 straight as Alarcon rejects that shot by Hypner.
Huge rejection there. A couple of blocks and steals early on here for Alarcon, making a play early in the week for Defensive Player of the Week in the ECC.
No player has won the Conference Player of the Week award more than Jenelise Alarcon this year. She's also a 3-time Defensive Player of the Week, those coming in the first 3 weeks of the season.
And she also got a 4.0 in the fall semester, so doing it on and off the court.
That might be the most impressive stat of all.
Definitely.
6 to shoot from Molloy. Hypner. Bounce pass inside. McCullough's hook, no good. And the drought continues for the Lions. Historically, or at least in recent history, Lions and Dolphins have played each other very close. 2 games last year, both very close, as Alarcon rattles in the bank shot.
Alarcon so far just having one of those nights.
The last 3 games between these 2 teams have been decided by a combined 12 points. 2 Dolphins wins and a Lions win. And that Lions win, the final was 44-39.
Well, right there, Joe, the 17-0 run is broken as McCullough scores from Molloy.
And the Lions really needed that. Dolphins get back to work at the offensive end. Abu Spair left open. No good. And Weesey has the rebound. She finds Alarcon and she banks it in.
I don't know how Weesey got that pass through the lane to Alarcon.
A tight window indeed. And Weesey threads the needle with that pass. Open 3 from the corner, too strong. And the rebound ends up with Yearwood, who commits the offensive foul.
And who drew the foul? Of course it was Masinga. She's so good at that.
Isn't it always on the charge?
5th foul. If you're the Dolphins, you could not have asked or dreamed up a better start to the game.
Defense has been stifling. Molloy from the field, 2 of 13. The Dolphins shooting 50%. Everything is clicking early, but they play 4 quarters for a reason. And we say it all the time. It just seems every home women's basketball game ends up close down the stretch. Masinga off the Alarcon miss, banks it in, and the Dolphins extend their lead right back to 17.
Strong start to the game, shooting the ball over 50% from the field.
And the Dolphins nearly had another steal. McCullough kept it in, and a foul was called against Weesey.
Dolphins foul charge number 22, Dorothy Weesey, her first, team second.
And a blocking foul is called underneath off the inbound, but again, Dolphins had multiple fouls to give, so they are okay.
Charge number 22, Dorothy Weesey, her second, team's third.
And they call it a shooting foul, so
Interesting.
Campo to the line. Left-handed shooter knocks down the first.
Our first free throw of the game there from Molloy.
And the second free throw is good, so a 2 of 2 trip to the line for Campo. Weesey heads to the bench. Dana Phelan back in. 12.6 to go in the quarter. Dolphins had a couple of buzzer-beating shots the last time we saw them here at home.
Phelan hit the first one.
Masinga to the rim, can't finish. 3 seconds on the clock. And Molloy will not get a shot off. That will do it for the first quarter, and it was a good one for the Dolphins. Through the first 10 minutes, CSI leads it 21-6.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
And we are back for the start of the second quarter with the Dolphins leading this one by a score of 21-6. And Nick, Dolphins seemingly could do no wrong in that first quarter. As good a start as we've seen them get off to here at home this season.
Yeah, that was really impressive. Obviously, it's great to score over 20 to quarter, but the defense was phenomenal, allowing only 6 points to Molloy.
Lions will look to regroup here in the second quarter. Still plenty of time left in this one. Dolphins with Fuller, Alarcon, Phelan, Masinga, and Haggett in the game. Alarcon from Fuller, can't finish with the left. Campo, McCullough, Hoffman, Hypner, and Yearwood in there for Molloy as that shot rattles out. And here come the Dolphins right back the other way. Fuller over to Phelan for 3. And that is good. Dana Phelan with a DP3, her first of the night.
Extremely difficult three-point shot there from far away. Knocks it down.
That is what they call a long-range triple. Turnaround jumper is good by Hypner, and she made that look easy. Phelan on the wing, uses the Masinga screen. Now Haggett on the outside. Gets a screen from Alarcon. Phelan again, right wing this time. Her pass a bit high and stolen by Hypner. Yearwood defended well by Haggett. Now McCullough in the corner, kicks out. Hoffman almost threw it away and unable to make the save was Yearwood.
Another turnover there. 6 turnovers in the first quarter for Molloy.
They had just one at about the 6-minute mark and then got really sloppy late in the quarter. Dolphins thus far with 5 turnovers. Okay. Splash.
Okay. Knock it down to 3 there. You know it's okay when okay is shooting the 3. She was open there. And we've seen it all season long and even last year. When she gets an open space in the corner, she's going to make that 3, and she makes a lot of them.
Well, Oya Consola snuck into the game off of that turnover. Fouled the ball out of bounds, and she made her way on the court. Off another stop, the Dolphins lead it by 19. And they have a chance here to break this game wide open in the second.
Dana thought about taking that 3 from the volleyball court.
This is Fuller with the runner, and the high arcing teardrop goes down.
What a shot by Mia Fuller.
Timeout Lions.
That one almost reaching the rafters from Mia Fuller. Fuller and the Dolphins now lead it by 21 points, 7:24 to go in the first half.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
.7:24 to go in the first half. The Dolphins with a 21-point lead as they lead Molloy University 29-8. Dolphins early in this game shooting the lights out, 55%, including over 57% from downtown. Molloy just 3 of 15. They've turned it over 7 times. And they have it here with 20 on the shot clock. Rizzatelli looking, finds Moore. Moore on the step back, knocks it down.
Nice move there by Janelle Moore with the step back. Gets enough space and knocks down the basket.
Perhaps that's the spark Molloy needed, as OK is left wide open. Can't connect from the corner. Here comes Moore. Bounce pass tipped and stolen. Bit lackadaisical on that pass. OK again. No good. And a foul was called on Kyra Rose.
One thing we know about OK is when she's open, she's going to shoot.
And historically, during her time with the Dolphins, she's been a reliable shooter when open.
Absolutely.
Was actually watching the game against Molloy last year back in preparation for today's game, and you had 2 players of the game at the conclusion of that game.
Was it OK and Brianna Moore?
It was. I was about to say it was OK and one other former Dolphin.
Senior night for OK.
That's right.
And she said at her senior night interview, I'll be back next year.
Emphatically declared that she would return this year.
Brianna Moore with her career game, her last game at home as Dolphin in that matchup.
That fadeaway jumper no good by Muller. And right now the Lions having a tough time getting good open looks. Dolphins really making them work. OK in the corner. Finds a cutting Abu Spare who can't finish with the left. Moore off the crossover. Gets doubled on the baseline. Was able to squeeze that pass through. And Campo kicked it out. Now on the runner, Rizzatelli can't finish. Campos put back no good, and Rose secures the rebound. And jump ball is called. Possession arrow favors Molloy.
Possession arrow remains with the Lions.
Fresh shot clock for Molloy. This is Muller for Moore. She has a step, but her 3 is no good. Muller offensive rebound, can't finish. Second try was tipped.
Jump ball.
Wow.
I don't know about that.
That is a weak jump ball.
Well, good job by OK there to force the jump ball.
It looked like they just knocked it out of her hands. Dolphins navigating a press from the Lions. Carollo left open. No good. And Phelan off the offensive rebound missed badly.
Rose picks up another foul there. She's going to probably have to check out.
Haggett and Alarcon both waiting to check in. Rose and OK will check out. Five minutes to go in this first half. Dolphins lead is 19 points. CSI scoring has slowed a bit, but the Lions are still looking for their own offense, and that shot rattles out for Hippner. Abu Spair, defended by Moore, gives it up to Alarcon. Now Haggett looking for Abu Spair, right back to Haggett. Haggett with the head fake, feeds it inside, but Alarcon not open.
There should have been an off-ball foul there against Campo as she pushed Carollo to the ground.
Oh, Carollo comes back and swats that shot. Another Lions offensive rebound results in no basket, and another shot attempt results in a jump ball. Lions now 4 of 24 from the field, and I think they're going to have another miss or two added in during that last sequence. And if that's on Carollo, I thought she blocked that shot, but
third foul
it's
now.
on Phelan. It's on Phelan.
Third foul of the quarter for the Dolphins.
Samantha Muller heads to the line, 2 shots. And the first is good. And Muller goes 2 of 2 from the line. Dolphin lead now 17 points. Again, they face some pressure. Haggett from Asingay. Out to Carollo, and a weak pass is stolen by Moore. On the runner. Bit strong was Rizzatelli. Now Moore for 3, and she knocks it down.
Well, Moore leading scorer for her team. A couple of baskets in this quarter, and looks like Molloy is getting their footing going here in this quarter.
Dolphins have been held without a basket for nearly 4 minutes, and Molloy has cut the CSI lead down to 14 points. Our score with 3:40 to go before halftime, Staten Island 29 and Molloy 15.
Dolphins fans, want to stay connected with everything happening at the College of Staten Island? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Catch all the live streams, exclusive behind-the-scenes tours, the latest episodes of CSI Today Talks, student film showcases, and so much more new programming. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button now at youtube.com/College of Staten Island, or scan the QR code on the screen and stay in the loop with everything CSI.
And we're back from the tank, where the Dolphin lead is now 14. CSI in a bit of an offensive drought right now. They had been so consistent at that end of the floor for the first about quarter plus. They've slowed down a bit here in the second. This is Haggett out to Alarcon for 3. Short. And the rebound is pulled in by Rizzatelli. Molloy in the midst of a 7-0 run. Hippner outside for Yearwood. Now Moore on the wing, back up top. Rizzatelli. Short pass, Hippner. Way too strong on the jumper. And Abu Spair tracked it down, but could not stay in bounds.
2:54 left in the half. Molloy's done a really good job of clawing back into this game right now. 29-15 after the way they started. Good second quarter for them.
They deserve a lot of credit for bouncing back. It's a big game for both of these teams. Dolphins really can assert themselves near the top of the standings with a win. 6-1 start undoubtedly will catch a lot of attention. 5-1 still pretty good, but 6-1 takes it to the midway point, and the Dolphins, I'm sure, would love to keep that distance between themselves and a potential first-round matchup. You'd love one of those top 2 seeds to get a bye as Moore is fouled.
Yeah, I think with 2 more wins, it all but ensures at least the number 2 seed.
Her first, team's fifth.
Well, given the circumstances surrounding me potentially booking a trip around the ECC Championship, I've been looking at the standings a bit more than I would at this point in the season. As Moore hits both free throws, it's now a 12-point game, but the Dolphins, with a win today, maintain a lead of at least 2 games in the loss column over the third-place team. And Masenge will head to the line here as she draws a foul.
Lions foul charge number 43, Danielle Heffner.
Molloy with a win pulls to within 1 game of the Dolphins in the conference standings, just like that. If they lose, effectively they're 4 games behind because the Dolphins would hold the tiebreaker.
Right, and Mercy's in between the 2 teams right now.
Dolphins 5-1, Mercy 4-3, but the Dolphins have already beaten Mercy, and Molloy 3-3. Queens and UDC also 3-3. The Dolphins have beaten UDC already. They have not yet faced Queens. That game is coming up, I believe, on Saturday, in fact. So we will have a lot of clarity following Saturday's game. After Saturday, the Dolphins will have faced every team in the conference once.
Steal there by Carollo.
Dolphins have done a great job forcing turnovers in this first half. As Carollo knocks down the 3.
Smooth like butter there as Carollo drains that 3.
Long 2 there, no good, and Carollo is fouled on the rebound. Carollo this year has been the Dolphins' second best 3-point shooter in terms of percentage, but in terms of volume and percentage, easily the best. 38% from downtown. The only shooter who's been better is Oya Kinsola Oke with 42% shooting on just 5 of 12.
Yeah, Carollo gets a lot of looks from downtown, and for some reason, I guess defenses don't think she's a 3-point threat, but that's her main shot.
I think what it comes down to is defenses don't play her closely enough.
Right.
At 5'11", she can shoot over you, and if you're giving her space,
she wants the ball right now.
We know she has range. Alarcon works through the defense and banks it in.
10 points now for Alarcon. That was a tough shot to get off.
I'm not sure that I've ever seen a player so capable of entering double figures as quietly as Jenelise Alarcon.
Well, I think she and the team, they were practicing the other day. You were here for a practice. And the defenders are kind of just standing there, and it's paid off so far in the paint.
So the practice you're referring to was a practice that included some male practice players, and I was watching those practice players run some sets against the Dolphins defense, and the Dolphins defense run some sets against the practice players.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
I believe the coaching staff was also teaming with the practice players.
Who was able to guard Coach Kelsey Carey?
It wasn't really super aggressive in terms of defense. It was more of properly rotating against a given set. At least that's what I took from it. I was walking by very quickly as we had a swim meet going on. That was on Monday.
I'm going to take that Coach Trish Conroy also was pretty good at basketball at her playing days. Just a guess.
Many coaches are. Under 40 seconds to go in the first half, the Dolphins have built their lead back to 18 points. Their game-high lead was 21, as Phelan can't get the runner to go. The Lions could hold for 1 shot if they wanted. Rizzatelli with it. Gets a couple of screens. Feed goes inside, and once again an easy steal. But Masenge gives it right back, and Molloy throws it away.
All right, 4.3 here. Should be time for the Dolphins to put up a shot if they want.
Dolphins, as we mentioned earlier, were very adept at the buzzer in their last home game. This inbound goes to Fuller, who threw it away. Molloy gets a shot off late. That will not count. And the first half will come to an end. Our score at halftime, Staten Island 35, Molloy 17. The TLC Physical Therapy halftime report with women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone coming up next.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we're back for the TLC Physical Therapy halftime report. Nick is joined down on the floor by women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone.
Thanks, Joe. Coach, couldn't have asked for a better start to the game. How happy with your performance for the team?
Really happy with our start. We've been struggling. We've been coming out to slow starts when we play at home, so nice to see that they can, we turn over first possession and then we missed a couple shots, but to not let that get to them and still play, defend, turn it into points, I'm happy.
Well, we know what Jen Elise could do on the court. 10 points to start the game, steals, rebounds, blocks, but real quick, talk about what she could do in the classroom. 4.0 GPA in the fall semester.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, Jen does it all. I've said it to the girls. She does it all on the court. If you miss a rotation, she's going to scramble and help you on the backside. She's going to get the board. We have to yell at her to shoot sometimes, but unselfish, and she's an even better student. So she's 4.0, honor student, part of student government. She does it everything.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Best luck in the second half. Joe, back over to you at the commentary desk.
All right, thank you, Nick, and thank you to women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone for joining us during our TLC Physical Therapy halftime report. The dance team will take the floor as well as some youth basketball players shortly, so Nick and I will get the backdrop cleared and step aside for our halftime break. The Dolphins lead it by 18 at halftime. Our score at the break, Staten Island 35, Molloy 17.
Basketball has a special place in my heart because of the experiences it has given me and the purpose I have found along the way. Basketball taught me that success doesn't require perfection. Rather, I should pursue excellence in everything that I do. Basketball has led me on a journey where I've accumulated numerous life lessons to value relationships, practice integrity, and demonstrate commitment. I've learned to welcome mistakes and not only accept adversity, but embrace it. It has the unique effect of eliciting talents in someone which would have otherwise lain dormant. It is something that builds character, an element that is essential to a player's growth and development. You sometimes wonder if all the mornings and late nights are really worth it. Then you look to your left and right, and you see your teammates beside you, and you know you're not alone. And it's comforting. When you're part of a team, there's a special joy in playing for something bigger than yourself. Basketball taught me how to embrace a community. Like music, it brings people together. When you make contributions to your team, your program, it's a rewarding feeling knowing the impact you have on the larger community when you observe how much it inspires the people around you.
Dear basketball, I was only a few months old when I took my first photograph with a ball in my lap. From that moment on, you never left me. Growing up in a small village in upstate New York, 2 miles from the Canadian border, you were my constant go-to for fun and entertainment. No matter if there was 3 feet of snow or the sun was scorching hot, I always found a way to be with you as you brought me so much joy. As a child, you always had a way of bringing the neighborhood kids together. Every day we would find our way to the circular paved patio I had in my yard with an 8-foot rim nailed to a tree. It wasn't the classiest court to play on, but it worked for us, and it's where my passion for you began. Little did I know you would take my friends and family on a journey of a lifetime. It was from you where I learned to be brave, courageous, and adventurous, that if I stuck with it through my moments of failure, disappointment, and heartache, I could achieve anything I put my mind to. Like attending Duke University on a full scholarship where I was able to surround myself in greatness both in the classroom and on the court. It is here where I truly learned how to step out of my comfort zone and discover what I was made of, refusing to let my insecurities and fears hold me back. Gail Gueston-Course and her incredible staff, along with my teammates, gave me a family away from home that I could have never dreamt of as a little girl. The ACC championships, the NCAA tournaments, including the national championship game in 1999, cannot match the friendships and relationships I developed because of basketball. See, I find it to be the relationships that we develop through our sports participation that are in fact the most meaningful and memorable. Basketball, you have given me a life team that I can never repay you for. You have supplied me with a platform that allows me to give back, to inspire, motivate, encourage individuals to go after their passions, to push through their failures and be fearless in stepping out of their comfort zones. It was because of you I was able to start my first company with co-founder Colleen Healy from UConn Women's Basketball called Orca Leadership. Orca standing for opportunity, resilience, contribution, and accountability. All 4 pillars we learned from playing your game. Even further, we were able to start up our own academy called Beyond the Game Academy, helping athletes across the country reach their dreams. I could have never imagined this life, and I have you to thank. Thank you, basketball.
The opportunities that basketball provided for me has been crazy. Being able to travel all over the world, to even a different country, just being able to meet so many different people and build so many different relationships has definitely just opened so many doors for me.
Opportunities that basketball has provided me, just to meet a lot of people, travel a lot of places, around the world and also around the country. It's just, a great experience to make me a more well-rounded person.
Just being able to learn from my teammates, learning really what sacrifice is about, learning about hard work, just being a part of a team, having that support group, having somebody that's there to support you no matter what. It's been great.
Basketball has given me a lot of opportunities. Obviously, just traveling and coming here, this is special. And we went to Spain over the summer, and I had never been out the country before that, so it was special. And obviously, just giving me a free education. It's a big thing, and I'm glad basketball has been able to do it for me.
It's provided a lot of opportunities, provided me to get a college degree, travel places that I never thought I would travel to, and just meet new people.
I'd say basketball has just provided me with a variety of opportunities. Just the connections that I made in the Purdue community, and kind of just growing as a player and as a person has. I'm definitely blessed and grateful to have all these opportunities.
Dear basketball, since I was a kid, you have always been a way for me to clear my mind of everything going on in life and just have fun playing and competing. You led me to CNU, where I've become a part of a close-knit basketball family. You've let me build relationships with my brothers that not many people get to experience, and these relationships have been able to grow and will certainly last a lifetime. You have taught me that this sport is more than getting the best stats or winning the most games, but it's about enjoying the experience, making a difference in the community, and always competing at my highest level. Through great leadership from Coach K and other coaches, you have given me top-of-the-line resources to learn not only about the game, but about life and being a man of integrity and humility. I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for you, and I am forever grateful for the lessons you have taught me and the memories that I will have for the rest of my life.
College basketball has provided me with a platform to not only have fun on the court and be around some amazing teammates, but also kind of supplement academics with just another side of the Notre Dame experience, because sports are such an important part of the tradition there, and being a part of the Notre Dame sports tradition in any way is just an incredible honor. It's amazing. I mean, just being here all week, there's just so much recognition for such an amazing sport and such amazing teams that are here, and to be a part of that in any small way is just incredible, and I'm so lucky to be here. Just the value of determination, perseverance, and self-confidence in getting where you want to go in life. I've definitely learned a lot being around a team of such strong, inspiring women, and I can only hope to emulate there's talent on the basketball court in other parts of my life. I'm a computer science major in Notre Dame's College of Engineering, and I was really drawn to it because I've always kind of loved math and science, and it's a really fun way to apply problem-solving skills to different situations, especially in today's day and age where technology is becoming such an integral part of society. Just figuring out different ways I can contribute to that, I'm really excited to see where it'll take me in the future. I mean, I think just the general mindset of approaching something from how can I solve this in not only the best way but the most efficient way, because there's a big emphasis on that in a lot of my classes, and just kind of seeing how the sports world and the academic world can overlap, even with just the GPS things that we wear during practice to keep track of how hard we're working. Just the technology behind that is super interesting to me also. When I first came to campus, I was hoping to get involved in the women's basketball program in some way, and I applied to be a manager, and I thought that would be an awesome opportunity, super excited. And then I got an email about walk-on tryouts. I'm like, oh, this would be a great way to go meet other girls to play pickup with. I had no idea it would lead to any of this, trust me, but I'm so glad it has. And after that, that's how I met some of the women's basketball people and how I got connected to be a team manager for the program. So I started doing that first semester of my freshman year, and then, as you probably know the story, last year with the 4 ACL tears, they just needed another practice player kind of thing. So I turned from a manager to a walk-on and got the opportunity to go in some games, just help the team out any way I could. And that was an incredible ride, obviously ending with the championship last season, which was amazing. And then same thing this year, kind of just some injuries happened and they needed someone to step up. So I mean, I'm here to be whatever they need me to be, and I'm so blessed to be a part of this program in any way. Kind of going between the manager and walk-on role, I mean, it is a different type of thing I'm doing, but it's still being around the same girls every day and just being around the team. And for me, that was such a valuable thing. And again, I guess my passion for basketball and how much I just love the sport kind of made that seem easy. Not really something I thought about a ton, just because every day it wasn't about what I could do. It was just about kind of getting out and playing the game I love every day and just being around it in any way.
Basketball has given me everything in my life. It's given me a chance to get a college education. Gives my families to take trips to these cool tournaments we go to, and most importantly, my relationships with the people I've met throughout the years, and Coach Izzo down to my junior high coach. It's provided me with great relationships with teammates and guys that I'll be talking to for the rest of my life.
Basketball has provided me with just obviously the education portion of it is huge, and also just the relationships I was able to build with my teammates, guys on different teams that go to my school, like the football team and the soccer team. There's also just the relationships that I'm able to build outside of, athletics, and I believe that's huge, just being able to go and meet new people, especially at a big university like Ohio State, and just kind of get your network around and just see the way different people think and react to things.
I'd say basketball provided me with, the opportunity just to be around good people and meet people that can help me in life and give me a free education and be able to somewhat set myself up for a better life.
It has offered me opportunity to go to college, to leave my hometown, travel the world, build outstanding relationships and friendships. I'm forever grateful and owe a lot of gratitude to the game of basketball and to God for putting the basketball in my hands. So basketball has really blessed me a lot.
Just talk straight through. And we are back from the tank with about 90 seconds to go until the start of the third quarter. CSI leads Molloy 35-17. Once again, my name is Joe Foreman on the call alongside Nick Durst for CSI Sportsnet. And Nick, you mentioned it to Coach Sarcone. Great start for her team. She was very pleased with the way that things started for the Dolphins. Their lead was trimmed to 12 at one point. Molloy looked like they might close the first half within single digits, but the Dolphins once again put some distance between themselves and the Lions, leading by 18 at the end of the first half.
Yes, they did, Joe. They had a nice run there to close it out. Alarcon up to 10 points now. Boost Bear and Rose with 4 points each, and pretty much everybody else with 3 except Masinga and Weesey. Oh, Masinga has a 3. Weesey is the only player that has not scored in this game. Fuller has 2 points, so we'll see if Weesey gets on the score sheet in this half, but lots to be happy about in that first half for the Dolphins for sure, as they have a commanding lead at this point, despite the fact that, if you look at it really, Joe, Molloy only has 1 more turnover in this game, and the rebounds are pretty close. Dolphins 20 rebounds and Molloy with 18, but the big difference has obviously been shooting-wise, as Molloy only shot 17.2% from the field, while CSI was at 43.8%, and they also knocked down 5 three-pointers. Molloy only had 1 three-pointer on 5 attempts.
I think the lone blemish for the Dolphins on the first half stat line was their shooting in the second quarter. Compared to what we saw in the first quarter, the second quarter saw them drop off in terms of shooting quite a bit. They were under 40% in the second quarter after shooting nearly 50% in the first. But overall, a great half for the Dolphins as they look to start the third with a 3. And the shot by Abu Spair won't go. Moore racing up the floor now for Molloy. Rizzatelli, top of the arc, defended by Alarcon, gives it up. Campo inside, can't finish. Ball loose along the baseline and pulled in by Campo.
Nice move by Campo to get to the basket, and then she got her own offensive board.
McCullough can't finish the scoop shot, and Alarcon has the rebound. And that's a bad pass. Moore all over it, and ends up in her team's bench.
Great effort there by Moore.
Moore in that first half led Molloy with 7 points. She was the only Lion to score more than 2 points in the first half. 5 Lions scored 2, Moore scored 7. Rose over to Phelan. Phelan thought about shooting. Instead uses the Alarcon screen. Bounce pass for Carollo. Carollo gets it to go.
Nice finish by Carollo. Had to take a dribble and got herself open there.
Nice fake by Muller, and she gets the easy 2.
Good job there by Samantha Muller on a fake and then converting on the layup.
Good strong move by Muller, decisive to the basket as Abu Spair is fouled.
Abu Spair found a hole there and went right through it to the lane. Moore picks up the foul, and Abu Spair goes back to the free throw line.
Abu Spair with 4 points on 1 of 4 from the field tonight. And her first free throw is good. Molloy is a perfect 6 of 6 from the line. The Dolphins attempting their 5th free throw right here. And they are now 3 of 5. CSI in front by 19, and they have forced yet another Lions turnover.
Lions foul charge number 3, Samantha Muller, her second, team second.
Second team foul of the quarter.
Muller picks up the offensive foul. CSI right back to work offensively, and Muller has the steal. Muller to the rim, can't finish, and that was a nasty collision.
Yeah, and the foul call is going to go against Rose.
Muller was very, very fortunate not to get hurt on that play.
Rose now in foul trouble with 3 fouls.
So the Lions will inbound. As you mentioned, Nick, Rose in foul trouble. Noemi Masinga up off the bench. And Moore's shot is way off. Rebound goes to Rizzatelli. The Lions will reset. Moore fakes the pass, can't get the bank shot to go. McCullough too strong on the putback. And Alarcon finds Abu Spair on the outlet. 3-on-2 Dolphins, and Rose has the layup.
Well, Rose will make the most of it while she's still in the game before getting checked out by Masinga and the next whistle. She lays that one in.
Well executed fast break by Amber Abu Spair and the Dolphins. Their lead is 21 points. This is Moore. Muller corrals it in the corner. Now Rizzatelli way off on the jumper. Muller is rejected by Alarcon. And the Lions just can't get a quality shot up as Muller's fadeaway is no good. Rose for Alarcon for two.
Selfless basketball there. Rose could have easily taken the layup, but gets it to the wide open Alarcon, who lays it in.
Moore swings it to Rizzatelli. Now Campo in the corner. Muller out to Moore. Shot fake by Moore. Her pass to Muller barely pulled in. And rattling in that three is McCullough. Give her two on that. They'll say her toe is on the line.
Nice shot by her nonetheless.
Phelan for Chiarolo. Right back to Phelan. She looks inside. Alarcon is fouled. And that shot will not count.
13th foul on Molloy. Another foul on Janelle Moore. 13th foul on Hirsch off the checkout. Iris Hoffman into the game for Janelle Moore from Molloy.
Singay, the inbounder for the Dolphins, finds Chiarolo. Now Abu Spair into the corner for Phelan. Phelan wants Alarcon again. Instead, Abu Spair has it. 10 to shoot. Abu Spair using the Alarcon screen finds an open Masingay. No good from the corner. Dolphins not allowing Rizzatelli to push. Hoffman left alone. Into the corner now. Campo drives the baseline, can't finish the reverse. And Masingay has the rebound. Chiarolo up top, Abu Spair. Chiarolo for Masingay, now Phelan for three. Splash.
Phelan there, she got the ball. She felt like she was a little too close, so she took a step back and knocks the three-pointer down right in front of her bench.
And the Dolphins lead it by 24 points with 5:15 to go in the third quarter. Our score, Staten Island 45, Molloy 21.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
.5:15 to go in the third quarter. Dolphins lead it by 24 points. And Nick, CSI has been good in conference play all season. This may be the best they've played.
They're hitting their stride as the season gets later here. Running quite a hot streak right now. So far, looks like victory is going to be theirs. Still a lot of game left, but overall, up and down the roster, up and down the bench, everybody's playing extremely well. And I know Coach Sarcone is really loving the defensive effort.
In terms of conference games played, they are not yet at the midway point of the conference season. That being said, we only have 5 weeks left in the regular season.
Not too many games left here in the tank. It's always sad.
We said it before the holiday recess, but post-New Year, we are not very busy in terms of home games.
Well, Joe,
Dolphins turn it over here.
We could be hosting the ECC tournament for the women.
Well, with each win, it looks less and less likely the women would host because the 2
if
seed.
they get the 1 seed.
Well, that would come down.
Coming against Damon.
That
soon.
would come down to whether or not
Super
they
Bowl
beat
weekend.
Damon.
They play Damon, I believe.
If the Dolphins were to host the conference tournament semifinal and final, it would almost definitely take a win over Damon in the second meeting.
Absolutely.
If they were to lose that game, they'd effectively be 2 games back of the Wildcats, actually 3, if Damon doesn't lose another game.
Well, the Dolphins played the Wildcats very well in the last game.
They have.
So I would say everything's on the table when they play again Super Bowl weekend.
They actually play the week before that.
Okay, so next week.
They play 1 week from Friday at Amherst. Meanwhile, outside of that game, they play Queens on Saturday. And then, of course, the Sunday after that matchup with Damon, they play Deauville. Our next home game for either the men or the women after tonight is on Wednesday, February 5th, when the Dolphins take on Lincoln University.
A rare February non-conference game.
Taking a look at our schedule, we have a week stretch where we have 3 home events. The Lincoln game, that's Saturday against UDC, and then the following Wednesday against Mercy. Beyond that, just 2 home games left. We have 3 in a week and 2 more.
Very sad.
So we will be here 5 more times before the start of baseball and softball. At home anyway, as Abu Spair knocks down the shot, count it, and the foul.
Second time this game that she has knocked down a shot from distance and gone to the free throw line for 1 more.
Speaking of baseball, can you believe we're 3 weeks away from the start of the season?
No, it's pretty ridiculous because there's snow on the ground.
Is that game getting played?
Cold.
February 17th?
It's at the Ferry Hawk Stadium.
It is.
So
It's on turf.
As long as there's not another snowstorm, it'll be played. Now, I can't tell you how the conditions are going to be, but I would say they're going to be pretty unpleasant.
I can tell you that the air conditioning will not be on. It will be heat on full blast up in the press box. On the way in, McCullough was stripped, and the Lions will keep it. They now trail by 27 points.
So no window cracked for the ambient sound?
I don't think so. I think we'll use the outdoor camera as an extra audio source and keep it nice and low. Corner 3 on its way, no good by Yearwood. Long rebound goes to Hypner. Now Yearwood inside, gets the bounce, and Molloy is back within 25.
February, late February, always your busiest time of year for your job.
Maybe more so a bit earlier.
Basketball, swimming, baseball, softball overlap?
I would
and
say
track's always
I would
going
say
on.
Right around this time when we have swim, basketballs, and then my own personal work during the NFL playoffs.
Abu
I'm
Spair
swamped.
knocks down a 3 there, and she now has 11 points.
She's had a nice game. Now 3 of 6 from the field.
We could be potentially looking at co-players of the game. We'll see how the last 13 minutes unfold here.
Amber hasn't actually come over yet, right?
That's correct. We had Janelise, the second game of the season. Amber was our player of the game, the first game of the season, but did not come over after scoring her 1,000th career point. And we don't put all the blame on her.
Yeah. It happens. Except when I'm responsible for securing the player. Then it doesn't happen.
We'll see. There might be a new sheriff in town in the future that'll ensure everything is prim and proper.
There may be a new sheriff, but I'll always be the chief.
The tribal chief. The Dolphin chief.
The CFO, Chief Foreman Osborne.
Everybody put your fins up and acknowledge your Dolphin chief.
On the ODC.
I like it.
The original Dolphin chief. We see being pressured here. Finds Haggett. And the Dolphins will reset with 15 on the shot clock. Abu Spare into the corner for an open Weesey. Short on the three.
Weesey trying to join all of her teammates in the scoring column.
Every Dolphin who has played has scored except for Weesey. Hook shot by McCullough is good. And it's a 24-point game.
You know, Joe, I got to say the big difference this year with the Dolphins has certainly been the depth. 10 players deep, everybody plays.
There's a nice move by Alarcon.
Alarcon just unstoppable when she gets the ball that low. But in years past, we've seen the depth be an issue, and by the end of the season, Dolphins playing with maybe only 8 players.
Jump ball, possession arrow remains at the line.
I think come playoff time, if the Dolphins continue on the trajectory that we've seen and make it there, and of course they have high hopes, obviously would love to host the semifinal and the final, but at the very least would love to get one of those 2 byes and punch their ticket straight to the semifinal. But come playoff time, having 10 players that you can rely upon each and every game to give you quality minutes is huge. Not every team has that.
Certainly keeps everybody healthy and well rested, and when you get into that playoff weekend where you're playing 2 days in a row, if you win the semifinals, you're going to need everybody healthy.
Abu Spare rebounds her own miss there. Gets double teamed. And that pass was tipped. Oya Consola, okay, we'll check in. Noemi Masinge to the bench. I think the most encouraging aspect of this Dolphins success this year, as CSI nearly turned it over, they did. Here comes Hypner, but I said it earlier, the most encouraging aspect of their success is that it's going to be sustainable because it's been defense-based. They've played great defense in most of their games, and they've avoided those extremely long offensive droughts that we've seen from them in the past. They've had some struggles at times with scoring, but not like we saw in the past. And I think part of that is the depth that you mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's contributing. We started earlier in the season where the Dolphins had to consistently come from behind late in the game, but as of late, they've been putting on a complete 4-quarter show, and it's shown in the win-loss column as well.
The CSI lead here is 26 points. Abu Spare has it, now Haggett. She will use the Alarcon screen. She feeds Genelise, and somehow Alarcon got it to go from behind the base of the backboard.
Well, I think Alarcon might have heard you saying Abu Spare is going to be the player of the game. 16 points now. We'll see how much Genelise plays in the fourth quarter. But 20 seconds left here in the third. Dolphins ahead 55-27.
Bounce pass inside from McCullough. She's working against Alarcon, and that shot is rejected. And on the second try, Alarcon commits the foul.
Well, 3 blocks and a steal. Might be a contender for Defensive Player of the Week in the ECC, but still another game to be played this weekend.
And I think that's the key. Playing 2 games matters quite a bit. Last week, Alexa Carollo had a 33-point game, made the honor roll. Almost impossible, if not entirely impossible, to earn a Player of the Week nod playing just once.
Yeah, you probably have to score with 40 points.
Generally, I would say that's about right, as Weesey's heave won't go, and that will do it for the third quarter. Another strong period for the Dolphins. Their lead grows to 28 points. Our score, Staten Island 55. Now the live stats have 27. The scoreboard has 28. So I'm going to take a walk over and figure out which is right. But the Dolphins playing pretty well through the first 30 minutes nonetheless.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
Fourth quarter from the tank, where the Dolphins lead it 55-28. We confirmed that during the break, as that lead grows to 29. Alexa Carollo opens the fourth quarter scoring with 2. She now has 7, as that basket will not count. Oh yeah, Consola Oke picks up the personal.
Might see a lot of this 5 on the court for the Dolphins here down the stretch, especially Oke, Fuller, Haggett, and Weesey.
That shot won't go for Muller, but the second try will. Muller now has 8. With that last make, she's now 2 of 12 from the field, and Dolphins defense has held Molloy to 10 of 47 shooting. Make it 10 of 48, and make Muller 2 of 13. But the Dolphin defense tonight has been phenomenal, and if they play defense like this the rest of the way, it's hard to envision them falling out of a top 2 seed.
Yeah, this has been incredible defense. They just done everything they had to do in this one, defensively.
Haggett, too strong. And Weesey has the rebound. Weesey to the rim, and Dorothy's on the board.
That's it, 10 for 10 now. All 10 Dolphins players have scored.
On top of the defense, the shooting tonight has the Dolphins up around 48%. They had another nice shooting third quarter. And Nicole Sarcone wasting no time. 5 players up off the Dolphins bench and into the game.
Guess she didn't like the start to the quarter, so the big guns are back in here.
Things coming a bit too easily for Coach Sarcone's taste. Lions with a few quick points to open up this quarter. This is Alarcon backing in on Yearwood, flips it to Abu Spair. Abu Spair pulls it back outside. Now looks to drive. Rose gets the roll.
Good to see Rose shooting that shot when she's open, and she makes it count there. Another assist for Abuspe.
That 3 off the mark. It's Grace Trotta who just entered the game. Masinge's pass tipped and saved by Alarcon. Now Noemi is doubled, gets it away again. Rose out to Phelan for 3. Splash.
Way downtown, Joe. And the trend continues. Dana goes first half with the braids. Doesn't really like what she's doing offensively. Comes out in the second half with the bun and knocks down 2 threes.
Phelan may have blocked that shot by Yearwood. Ball loose, and a foul was called.
Phelan now up to 9 points. Rose at 8, so a potential chance for 4 players to be in double digits when this one is all said and done. But Rose is going to head to the bench now for Weese.
6:56 to go. Step back jumper by Davnero, no good. And the Dolphins will look to run. Abuspe spins, and it hit the shot clock. So both Davnero sisters in the game right now. Wearing number 5 is Jamie, and Gianna wears number 10.
Pretty impressive to have twin sisters end up both playing D2 basketball and on the same team, no less. So I'm sure their family's very proud of them, 2 freshman players.
Feed goes inside, Alarcon, shot fake, and she draws a foul.
Lions foul charge number 24, Emma Poland, her first, team's first.
Amber Abuspe heads to the bench. Mia Fuller into the game. And Alarcon's free throw is good. Nick Genelise distinguishing herself now, and I think should the Dolphins hold on, and it certainly appears they will, I think she'll be our player of the game.
Yeah, it's hard to deny it. 17 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals.
Davnero faked that shot and threw it away. Alarcon all over that pass. Now Weese off the handoff from Fuller. Finds Phelan. Splash.
Phelan heating up here in the second half. She's now has 12 points. All of her points coming on threes.
Well, we know how much Phelan loves to speak with us, so. Do we pull her into the conversation for fun?
I think so. I think
we won't do that. We
could pull her. We could pull Amber and Genelise over because I don't know. We need to get Amber over here at some point.
We can't force it though.
Well, Amber's had a very good game.
Mia Fuller.
Fuller with the lay in there.
We'll definitely have Genelise over here.
We're at the point now where we might be looking at the biggest Dolphins win in their D2 history.
Yeah, I like to check the record books, Joe.
I know they had a huge win over Wilmington. I think they did win by more than this, but it might be close.
There's going to be some post-game write-up for you. Check it
Not
out.
really. It's much easier when it's a blowout. It's much easier in a big win.
If you're talking historical aspects, you have to do some research.
I can tell you right now, if this was bigger than the Wilmington win last year, or perhaps 2 years ago.
This year they blew somebody out big time.
40 points, though?
Yeah, I think so.
They beat Wilmington by 49 2 seasons ago. Weese's jumper no good, rebounded by Hoffman.
This year, I think they had 40 points in the first quarter. Forget who they played on the road.
Phelan off Dolphins steal, can't finish, and draws a foul on the second try. So I'm almost certain that the biggest win in their D2 history is going to be the 49-point win over Wilmington 2 years ago. I'd have to dig a little deeper, but I'm fairly certain that is the biggest Dolphins win of the D2 era. We head to immediate timeout. I will come back with that information.
For me, just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like, I don't know what it was that drew me in, but after I started playing for a while and started seeing some early success as a little kid, to see how much it meant to my parents to see me play the game and try to make a difference was really what fueled me to keep playing and stay competitive. Being a triple major is not necessarily easy, but at the same time it is what you make it. Being a tighter-knit university, I have a lot of classes with the same professors, so they know me pretty well. I think it's that personal relationship that really helped me to thrive as a student. I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
And we are back from the tank with 4:24 to go, and Dolphins not quite there in terms of pushing for their biggest win in their Division II history. Nick, if we go back to the first season after the Dolphins made the move to Division II in 1920, they did win a game by 52 against a D3 opponent, CUNYAC foe Lehman College. Not quite sure I would count that one against a D3 opponent in that first season. So if you don't count that game, then the game against Wilmington last season is their biggest win as a D2 program against a D2
fouled it
opponent.
Up this season and beat Wilmington by 38.
Davnero knocks down the three. Dolphin lead, 34 points, under 4 minutes to play. Phelan inside for Carollo. And Carollo can't finish. Bounce pass to Hoffman, blocked by Phelan. And Dana saves it straight to Emma Poland, who draws the foul. Both teams have cleared their benches now for the final 3.5 minutes. We already mentioned what's coming up for the Dolphins, who with a win here will improve to 6-1 in conference play. Molloy now drops to 3-4. They have UDC coming up next on Saturday, and then 1 week later will face Queens College at home. So the Lions will have a chance to bounce back this weekend. The Dolphins will have to wait until Saturday to try and keep this conference win streak going. Fuller wanted Haggett, but she commits the offensive foul.
Dolphins foul charge number 1, Mia Fuller, her second, team's fourth.
In terms of conference standings, this win puts the Dolphins effectively now 3 games ahead of Mercy.
Yeah, so like I said, I think one more right after this, I think it's going to be tough for them to lose that 2 seed.
If the Dolphins win on Saturday over Queens, they will have at least 3 games effectively over every team behind them, because they will have beaten every team behind them. So Saturday's game can really set the Dolphins up in a position where a bye is theirs to lose. But they have to win Saturday. If not, then that opens the door not only for Queens, but for every other team behind the Dolphins. Three-pointer by Davnero, no good. And a foul is called in pursuit of the rebound.
Dolphins foul charge number 11, Alexa Giorlo. Her second, team is over 11.
So following the game against Queens, the Dolphins will have some time to get prepared for that Buffalo trip. And you could make the case that if the Dolphins could win their next 3 in conference play, they have a very, very real shot at a 1 seed, but they'd have to probably win the next 3.
Yeah, I think for the 1 seed, it all comes down to that Damon game, but
which is the middle game of the next 3.
I don't think that Damon is going to lose any other games either, so it might be a matter of which of those 2 teams wins out in conference. And that's no easy task.
I don't remember exactly what the tiebreaker would be if both teams only beat each other. It might be point differential. It was actually listed somewhere at one point. Let's see if it's still on here. Championship tiebreakers, look at that. Such a good website the ECC has.
Great commissioner, great website. Two and a half left here. Rose back in the game, and
all right. So if there is a tie, the results of the in-season round-robin play shall be used to break the tiebreaker. If they only beat each other, that won't apply. Highest seeded remaining teams in descending order won't matter if they only beat each other. There won't be a 3-way tie, as that three-pointer is no good. Offensive rebound, Molloy. And the putback by Emma Poland makes it a 29-point game. And a foul is called at the other end. There could be a coin toss if it gets all the way to option G.
That would not be great. Now, who calls the head coin toss? Which team's heads, which team's tails? I mean, a lot goes into that.
It's probably assigned.
Is that going to be streamed? Like, how do we know?
That would be something.
Coin toss.
I'm sure it would be a video call.
Can we get the coin toss done here? And we'll live stream.
Who gets home field for the coin toss?
Oh, jeez.
Fuller's first.
It's got to be a
free throw,
neutral
no good.
site coin toss. So it might be a coin flip.
Now, there is a metric known as NCAA Performance Indicator.
So does it come down to the non-conference games?
Perhaps. Because that is option F. So that could be what it comes down to if all else results in a tie. I think that's what it would come down to, Nick, because everything else would be even if it was a head-to-head tie against the exact same opponents. So I think differential only matters in soccer. I think that's where they use goal differential, but there's no point differential used in the basketball tiebreaker.
Yeah, I don't think you want to have that as a tiebreaker option at all, because then you'll have teams running up the scores throughout the season.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know in the Olympics, that's what they use. So that's why you see Team USA always still pouring it on in the fourth quarter.
.138 to go from the tank. The Dolphins lead by 29 and will move to 6-1 in conference play with the victory here tonight. The next time women's basketball will be here on Sportsnet will be Wednesday, February 5th. Dolphins will take on Lincoln University. However, be sure to stay tuned as men's basketball is coming up next. Big game for the Dolphins on the men's side as that three won't go for Phelan.
Dolphins looking to end their losing streak and get back in the win column, which they'll need.
Now the men are far from needing a win. However, you don't want to go into the final weeks of the season fighting for a playoff spot.
No.
As that's tipped and stolen by the Dolphins.
We've seen them do it before. 2 years ago. Came down to that last home game.
And our player of the game, Jenelise Alarcon, has 2 more, and she will join Nick on the floor post-game.
20 points.
Yep, Jenelise now with 20 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. And we'll see if the Dolphins hold here. It looks like they will.
They'll have to put up 1 shot or take the violation.
I think they'll take the violation.
If I'm playing Dolphins, I want to get that ball out of my hands because I don't want to be flagged.
Well, they shot it.
You don't want to foul here with 6 seconds left.
I doubt they will. They may have and gotten away with it. And the Dolphins will not attempt another shot as they come away with a big win in conference play, a 28-point victory over Molloy University. Our final score, the Dolphins 74 and the Lions 46. Nick will be joined on the floor by our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game, Jenelise Alarcon, coming up next.
For me, just kind of was the glue that kept my family together, I feel like. I don't know what it was that drew me in, but after I started playing for a while and started seeing some early success as a little kid, to see how much it meant to my parents to see me play the game and try to make a difference was really what fueled me to keep playing and stay competitive. Being a triple major is not necessarily easy, but at the same time it is what you make it. Being a tighter-knit university, I have a lot of classes with the same professors, so they know me pretty well. I think it's that personal relationship that really helped me to thrive as a student. I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
And we are back for our TLC Physical Therapy post-game report. Nick is joined on the floor by our player of the game, Jenelise Alarcon.
Jen, what a game. 20 points for you. Tons of steals, blocks, assists. Overall, a great team effort. How good does it feel to have such a complete game tonight?
Very, very good. I know it's like something that my team wishes for all of us to have really good stats. I mean, even Dana had like 2 blocks, so it's really good when we were able to spread the wealth around and get some other stats in some other areas, so it's definitely nice.
I think the key for Dana with the defensive upgrade is she had the braids in the first half, the bun in the second half, so that was it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about you here. Let's make another bid now for the ECC Player of the Week. That'd be 5 times, which would be a record. How important is that to you, or you just, I know your answer to this, but are you all about the team here and the wins?
I'm definitely more for the teams and the wins, but I mean, that's definitely a great accomplishment. Even the week before, that comes from us winning for 2 games and 2 tough games, and I don't get those without my team, and I love my team so much. It's great for us.
All right, I know you hate talking about yourself. One last thing. 4.0, how about that?
Yeah, we study in the classroom, do good in school, so that's where it all starts, student athlete.
All right, Jenelise, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the win. Keep them coming. Joe, back over to you at the commentary desk.
All right, thank you, Nick, and thank you to our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game, Jenelise Alarcon. Jenelise and the Dolphins with another big win in conference play. That is 6 in a row against the ECC for the Dolphins, and perhaps none more decisive than this one here at home. A big win over Molloy University as the Dolphins defeat the Lions 74-46. Be sure to stay tuned here on CSI Sportsnet, as coming up next, men's basketball will face off against this same Molloy University Lions program. Dolphins and Lions in the back half of our East Coast Conference doubleheader coming up next right here on the ECC Network.